Hello everyone! Before starting, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get our new videos. Who was Qasem Soleimani? Fast facts you need to know. For Washington, he was a man with US blood on his hands, but he was popular in Iran itself. And in practical terms, he led Tehran's fight back against the broad campaign of pressure and US-imposed sanctions. What is most surprising is not that Soleimani was in President Trump's sights, but quite why the US should strike him now. A series of low-level rocket attacks against US bases in Iraq were blamed on Tehran. One US civilian contractor was killed, but earlier Iranian operations against tankers in the Gulf, the shooting down of a US unmanned aerial vehicle, even the major attack against a Saudi oil facility, all went without a direct US response. Who was Qasem Soleimani? 1. Revolutionary Guards Commander Qasem Soleimani was one of the most popular figures in Iran and seen as a deadly adversary by America and its allies. General Soleimani, who headed the External Operations Quds Force for the Guards, had wielded his regional clout publicly since 2018 when it was revealed that he had direct involvement in top-level talks over the formation of Iraq's government. It was no surprise at the time for a man who has been at the center of power broking in the region for 2 decades. 3. Soleimani has been in and out of Baghdad ever since, most recently last month, as parties sought to form a new government. Where once he kept to the shadows, Soleimani has in recent years become an unlikely celebrity in Iran, replete with a huge following on Instagram. 4. His profile rose suddenly when he was pushed forward as the public face of Iran's intervention in the Syrian conflict from 2013, appearing in battlefield photos, documentaries, and even being featured in a music video and animated film. 5. In a rare interview aired on Iranian state television in October, he said he was in Lebanon during the 2006 Israel-Hezbollah war to oversee the conflict. 6. To his fans and enemies alike, Soleimani was the key architect of Iran's regional influence, leading the fight against militant forces and extending Iran's diplomatic heft in Iraq, Syria, and beyond. 7. To Middle Eastern Shias, he is James Bond, Erwin Rommel, and Lady Gaga rolled into one, wrote former CIA analyst Kenneth Pollack in a profile for Time's 100 Most Influential People in 2017. To the West, he is responsible for exporting Iran's Islamic Revolution, supporting terrorists, subverting pro-Western governments, and waging Iran's foreign wars, Pollack added. 8. With Iran roiled by protests and economic problems at home, and the US once again mounting pressure from the outside, some Iranians had even called for Soleimani to enter domestic politics. While he has dismissed rumors he might one day run for president, the general has played a decisive role in the politics of Iran's neighbor, Iraq. As well as talks on forming a government, he was pivotal in pressuring Iraq's Kurds to abandon their plans for independence after an ill-judged referendum last September. His influence has deep roots, since Soleimani was already leading the Quds Force when the US invaded Afghanistan in 2001. His firm but quiet presence plays perfectly to the Iranian penchant for dignified humility. He sits over there on the other side of the room, by himself, in a very quiet way. Doesn't speak, doesn't comment, just sits and listens. And so, of course, everyone is thinking only about him, a senior Iraqi official told The New Yorker for a long profile of Soleimani. 10. A survey published in 2018 by Iran Poll and the University of Maryland, one of the few considered reliable by analysts, found Soleimani had a popularity rating of 83%, beating President Hassan Rouhani and Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif. Western leaders saw him as central to Iran's ties with militia groups, including Lebanon's Hezbollah and Palestinian Hamas. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get our new videos.